ओके मोबिन बाबा आज तुमी तुमचें इन्स्पेक्शन केलेलें आसा हिंगा एक्झॅक्टली कितें आसा फाल्यां फायनान्स मिनिस्टर येता सो कितलो उत्साह आसा
See, first of all, I am very grateful. Azadi Ka Amrut Mahotsav. On that occasion, this museum also is being inaugurated at the hands of the Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, tomorrow. As a curtain raiser, you should also know something what is happening. People of Goa should know, the country should know. I just want to say one thing. The evolution of taxes, how it started, right from the SALT Act, ultimately culminating into one nation, one tax, the new regime of indirect taxation, which is GST. All that is going to be depicted here. Now, why this museum in Goa? As you know, Goa is a tourism state. I call it the best preferred destination in the world, or in India, preferred by all tourists who come here. It is but appropriate. They are having this museum here, the only museum of its kind in the country. So I must compliment the finance ministry. I must compliment Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji for having taken this decision. Ultimately, what you do for the people, you should showcase. It should not that be in the public domain, that taxation, you're taxing the people, grabbing from their pockets to accrue income to the government. There are so many things that have been done, is being done, and it will be done in the future. To introduce this reform was one of the greatest steps taken by the tallest leader in the country, Shri Narendra Modi ji, introducing on 1st July 2017 in the precincts of Parliament, launching of GST. I cannot forget the contribution of the late Arun Jaitley ji, and now particularly immense hard work and contribution of our Honorable Union Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji and the various officials who have been associated. At the moment, of course, I have Mr. Yogendra Garg, who was explaining to you just now. I don't want to say too many things about the museum because that will be like putting beforehand, before even the inauguration. But one thing I will tell you. There is something connected with Goa, like there have been so many smuggling cases. What was caught, how it was caught, how it was hidden. Some of those things you will get to see and much more perhaps. And there will be upgradation in due course of time, just as everything else gets upgraded. So wait for tomorrow. I can tell you so many things that way. But it is not the question of only taxation, like what Mr. Garg was telling, and rightly so. I did not want to say so much. Even their contribution is there in wildlife, their contribution is there as far as society is concerned. You will ask me how? Stopping of drugs, is that not a contribution? Stopping of smuggling of drugs or catching drug people? This is also a great contribution. All this will be explained to you how the department works. Sir, for the people in its real sense. It's not only collecting the money as taxes. It is much more. Wait until tomorrow.
आज फाल्यां निर्मला जेन्ना फायनान्स मिनिस्टर येता न्ही ह्या टायमार तुमी GSTचे मेंबरूय आसा सो कितली स्पेशली वेन योर एफर्ट्स हॅव बीन पुट अप इन गेटिंग GST revenue and everything in for the state of Goa.
See, I don't want to talk about myself, what is my contribution. The nation knows and everyone knows. You can ask Mr. Garg what is my contribution, but I am only happy and I want to highlight one point. One point which Mr. Garg also will bear with me. I have been highlighting that whenever the compensation due, though it is ending in July, to the smaller states should be given at one time. Just as you keep it pending for all the states because you have no money. It's not the fault of the central government. That much of cess collection and it's not there from there. They will give to the states at one go. It was given in tranches. My simple submission was, let not small states suffer. Our requirement is very small. Give it in one go. And to the credit of the Union Finance Minister, last time around we were paid up till May. We got 1,291 crores at a time when the state was in quite bad shape as far as our finances are concerned. So it really helped us. So valid suggestions which help the country, which help the state, our Honorable Finance Minister has always been in the forefront, coming to the rescue. Management of COVID in a different sense by providing the money required, giving those exemptions, allowing those particular imports of that particular equipment. That's why we were able to cope up with such a pandemic. The credit should go to her. because she led the finance ministry, and to the Honorable Prime Minister who leads the country, who is a hands-on approach person. So we must realize this thing.
So tomorrow, since she is coming, Anikita, discussion as far as Goa is concerned.
Definitely, you will see it tomorrow. Wait until the function is there, because I will be very much there with the Honorable Finance Minister. Right from the time of receiving her and thereafter for the program, I will be part of their program.
Okay. Mr. Garg, one more thing is that you cannot deny the efforts that the minister has put up in Goa as far as GST and everything is concerned. How do you see all these things, especially for the state of Goa, this museum, everything?
The museum is really proud that it's coming up at a tourist destination, and it reminds us of our heritage also, that this is almost more than 400 years old building in heart of the city. So our effort has been on preserving this building, which is a proud thing for us, and secondly on showcasing what we are doing, because a taxpayer must know as to what the government does, what a tax department does for their protection, for protection at large.
So everything as far as taxpayer, then what he has spoken about drugs, catching up, all those things.
Yeah,
Everything
that also is for the society. So I'm saying for every member in the society, for every member in the family, we are trying to create something. So I would like you to wait for it to be dedicated and then make a visit.
And another thing is that how do you see the efforts of the GST member, Mr. Mauvin, who is a minister in this all GST efforts?
So he has been amongst the most vocal members, is all I can say. That is one voice which is always heard at the council meeting.
So this will be basically the GST and Customs Museum.
It is GST. We're calling it National Museum of Customs and GST. Dharohar, which is our heritage. Dharohar means heritage in India.
Okay. Thank you.